At the tender and impressionable age of 10 years old, I moved from Temecula, California to Cedar Woolley, Washington. At this point in my life, I hadn't heard of the Boys and Girls Club. There wasn't one in Temecula, so I had no idea what it was or what went on there. Temecula could have used a place like the club, though. It's a community that is vastly different from Cedar Woolley. Because my family was poor, we lived in the cheap apartments where a majority of the residents used drugs, drank heavily, or both. Maybe this was because they lived in cheap apartments, or maybe they lived in cheap apartments because of their addictions. My father was one of the apartment residents who drank heavily. He would pass out often and have difficulty holding a conversation. When he could speak, he would tell us stories of living in El Salvador during the Civil War. He would tell us about having to walk in the streets because there were bodies piled on the sidewalks, and about how he started drinking at 11 to cope. I remember walking by a large pile of used needles on my way home from school one day and not even being fazed. Looking back now, I've come to realize that Temecula was my El Salvador. On May 23rd, 2011, my father was gone, leaving behind a widow and 4 daughters. During the last few years of his life, we pretended like nothing was wrong and kept the issues in the family. I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. There wasn't any school support or programs to help me through this. Not long after, my mother moved the family to Cedar Woolley and my life began to change. For the first time in my life, I lived in a community where drug use wasn't the norm. I began to make friends and build a new life here. After a couple of years, I was attending Cascade Middle School and at the suggestion of some friends, decided to go to the teen center at the Cedar Woolley Boys and Girls Club. I wasn't sure what to expect at first, but my friends told me it was a fun place to hang out after school. Right from the start, I felt comfortable there. There were enough rules to make it a safe and positive place, but also enough freedom so I didn't feel like I was being babysat. It was a place for me to go and socialize with friends and get the support that I got from the staff that I didn't have back in Temecula. It wasn't long before I realized that the club could be more than just a place to hang out with friends. Through the club, I've been able to do good in my community and get my face out in the world. Not only have I participated in fundraisers, but I've helped plan them as well. I've sold programs at 2 different Seahawks games and have been able to go shark diving. I planted trees for the Skagit Land Trust, and I've helped the Cedar Woolley Eagles with their annual 4th of July barbecue. As a club member, I've had fun, made new friends, helped my community, and gained a support system and a second family in the process. Most importantly, I've had experiences that I never imagined were possible when I was just a little girl walking by a pile of used needles. Thank you.